Hi everyone, Mr. B again. Hopefully you watched the first flute video where we talked about how to open the case and the different parts of the flute. If you haven't watched that video, please go back and watch that one before starting this video. But if you have watched it, hello, welcome, and let's start talking about how to make our first sounds on the flute. Before we do that, let's talk about a big word, embouchure. An embouchure, or how we call it in the band world, we call it our band face. But the band face or the embouchure is what the muscles around the mouth need to do in order to get a sound on the instrument. So for the flute, our embouchure is a pretty simple one. We're going to say the word M, E-M-M, M. When I say M, it brings my lips together in an M shape. I don't want to roll my lips in like I want to just say M, and my lips should be nice and soft in the middle. I want nice and soft, relaxed lips. My corners should be slightly firm. So when I say M, then I just slightly make these corners firm, but the middle of my lips should still be very, very relaxed and soft. M. So once we have band face established, I'd like you to take your pointer finger and I'd like you get in front of a mirror. A mirror will really help with this exercise, but I'd like you to put that finger right at the bottom part of your lip, the last part of the pink of your lip, and I'd like you to put it straight across your lip. I want to make sure it's going straight across, right underneath the lip, touching the bottom pink part of the lip, not at an angle like this, not an angle like this. But from here we have our band face, M, slightly firm corners, and I'd just like you to blow like you're blowing through a straw. But this time as we start to blow, I'd like you to start it with a little puff of air like you're saying p, p, p. As you do that, you should feel the airstream gliding across the top of your finger. And this is really important because this is how we're going to have to get a sound on our head joint. So let's try that a couple more times. Band face, M, nice and soft, firm corners, and set, and keep working on that until you make sure that you can feel that airstream moving across your finger. Once you get the airstream moving across your finger, it's time that we can now pick up the head joint out of the case. So when I pick up the head joint out of the case, I'm going to put my left hand right here on this end of the head joint. This is called the crown, the round part. And then my right hand is going to go right over the end of the flute like so. And instead of using my finger this time, I'm going to take the head joint. In the head joint, you notice that there is a hole on top of this plate on the head joint. We want to set it so the tip of the head joint right here, this edge of the hole, is touching where my finger was touching on my lip. So my finger was touching right here on the edge of my lip. That's where I want the edge of this tone hole to go. Again, you want to use a mirror in order to find that spot. It's very, very important that you use a mirror or even your phone or iPad or tablet, put it in video mode so you can see what your face looks like. So I'm going to make my band face, M, corners, and then I'm just going to make a sound by making a P sound and blowing air. Go ahead and keep trying that on your own. Pause this video and then start it again when you're ready. Welcome back. Hopefully you had some success getting a sound out of your head joint, but if you didn't, let's talk about a couple of reasons why you may not have gotten a sound today. First is make sure you're in front of a mirror and make sure that tone hole is exactly in the middle of your lips, right there at the edge of the lip. The edge of the tone hole closest to your body should be right there at the edge of your lip. The second thing, you want to make sure that you are rolled in or out the correct distance. On the flute with the head joint, it's very easy to roll this flute joint in and out, and when we roll it in and out, it affects how the air goes into this head joint. We're blowing across the head joint, but some air goes into the head joint and other air goes outside of that head joint. This head joint actually splits the air into two parts. So by rolling in and out, it'll give us a good idea of where it needs to be in order to get the best sound. Listen to what happens to my sound as I roll in and out. So depending where that head joint is will depend whether you can get a sound. You might get a whistling sound, you might not get no sound at all. So be in front of a mirror, roll that in and out, and see if you can find that sweet spot to get a sound. Another reason a sound might not have come out is that your lips are too tense. When we say M, if you tighten those lips really tight, you get that kind of sound on the flute head joint. Another thing that flute players might do, they might pucker and make the hole here in between their two lips really, really big. When that happens, you usually don't get a sound at all. So again, you want to make sure that you have a good band face, M, soft, relaxed lips, firm corners, head joint flat and parallel with your lips. Now, as a beginning flute player, some people start playing the head joint right away and they can get a sound first day and they seem like they're naturals. Others, it may take a couple of days, a couple of weeks, even a month or two to get that first sound on a head joint. My biggest thing for you is to not get frustrated, keep trying, even a couple of minutes every day, and I guarantee that with good practice and enough practice, you'll get there. So keep practicing, and once you're ready, go on to the next video. Thanks for watching.